Hello, hello, and good morning. It's Carolyn. Just popping on, just for a few minutes. I'm testing out a new setup, so I'd love some feedback. I'm wearing a little microphone that I usually use for work, just to see if the audio is better. And I've got my main camera here, and I've got my older little webcam, as you can see, in this little thumbnail here. So I'm just looking to see if I'm getting any feedback, if anybody can hear me okay, and whether the images are clear. I'm literally just popping on as a test this morning. I've been getting on with my bar now a little bit more. I've been laying down some more basic colours, as you can see here. So I've got some sort of mid-greys I've added, and I'm going to be finishing this today, a little bit later on this afternoon. I've got a busy day ahead again. I've got to make a potato peel pie, which originated from Guernsey in World War II. So I want to make that shortly this morning so I can have that for lunch, and I'd like to photograph that for my 1940s blog. But so at the moment, I'm just looking for anybody who can just pop on and tell me that they can hear me okay. Like I said, I'm testing out this headset, and I've got my main camera set up here, and I've got a little webcam here, just so you can see my table. Takes up all my dining table, but I just wanted to see if it's working okay. So if anybody could just drop a comment in and tell me if they can hear me, that would be wonderful. Thank you. So I'm carrying on with the barn owl, laying down the colours. This is the hard bit, as I talked about yesterday, and this is what I'm going to try and find time to do this afternoon, probably between 3 and 4 o'clock. I've got an hour free then, so I'm going to try and do this part then. And I've really enjoyed. All I think about when I go to sleep at night is how am I going to do the feathers? Oh, I've seen a comment come in. Just bear with me. Oh, hi Megan. Thank you. That's really kind of you. Can you hear me okay? Because like I said, I'm just I am just trying to see if this is working okay, and I'm not sure if anybody can hear me. Well, I'm probably going to log off in a minute, because I like I said, I'm not so sure if anybody can hear me. Oh, thanks. Oh, look, you can put this on screen. This is fantastic. Thank you, Megan. And Megan's also said, oh, that's so kind of you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to crack on for a few minutes, and it's only going to be a brief live stream. It really was just to test out the setup that I've created. So at the moment I've been laying some more colour down this morning for the last half hour or so, and just blending it in with my little stick here, which is a blending stick made of paper. They're very cheap and cheerful. I also use Q-tips, as I've explained before. They're quite good to use as well. In fact, they're the two things I use a lot, plus my finger. But I'm just trying to get the paper covered. But I don't want to put too much pastel down, because the more pastel you use, the harder it is to create extra layers over the top that will key and will stick. So that's why I'm being very cautious and just adding very light layers and just building it up slowly. I'm just blending it in just to cover the brown paper. And I like using the brown paper because you can see quite clearly where you've added the pastel. So that's quite good. So there's my little barn owl. I worked on a little bit more on this last night. So I'm just blending this in. This has got to be built up a lot more. This is going to be much more white and vibrant. But I keep squinting my eyes and looking at the reference photo, as you can see, which I've put up in the left-hand corner of the screen. and that's what I'm looking at. And I keep squinting my eyes to look at the tonal values. And these are some of the tips I've picked up watching other people who do art on YouTube, who are obviously much more experienced than I am. So yeah, I get some really good hints and tips off those. The person I'm watching a lot of at the moment, as I mentioned yesterday, is Bonnie Snowdon. So if you don't know who she is, but I'm sure you do if you're interested in art. But if not, you can check her out. She's excellent. She started off doing commissions and then went on to do tutorials, and she has a Patreon account and all sorts. So I think I'm probably going to sign up to her Patreon account. It's £5 a month, and I know she does an awful lot of tutorials and does live streaming, so I can pick up a lot of hints and tips with that. So as you can see here, I've got to lay down some quite darker grey, black and white colours, as well as the browny foxy colours. And it's always, for me, it's always a bit scary putting dark colours on. I think the forgiving bit with pastels, though, is that you can put lighter colours over dark, which is great. So it's a little bit more challenging, I believe, if you're using coloured pencils. Now, Bonnie Snowdon uses colour pencils. So the way she lays the colour down will probably be a little slightly different than you would with pastels. But fundamentally, it's very similar, I believe. I think for a beginner like myself, using pastel pencils and pastels is a great way to start. It's a little bit more forgiving, I think, for your mistakes. I tend to make them. But anyway, I'm looking forward to my Sunday. I'm going to do this for a little while. Like I mentioned before, I haven't updated my recipe, my 1940s blog, for a long time, simply because I'm just so busy. But I've got some 4 very large potatoes in the kitchen on the side, which I'm going to chop up. And as I mentioned earlier, make a potato peel pie, which originated from Guernsey during World War II, I believe. And I didn't know about this, but I watched the movie about a month ago and I thought, I have got to make this. I'm sure it's not as horrendous as they say. I haven't got beets. I think the original recipe had potato peel and beets in, but I don't have any beets, so I'm just going to make the potato pie and probably add a little bit of onion in or something as well, but try and keep it as near to the original as possible. But yeah, I'll let you know, and I will put the photograph and the recipe up on my blog, hopefully this evening if I do have time, but I've got such a busy day ahead. But I love weekends, though. I love weekends, but I don't really get to relax much, but I do end up doing the things I love doing, and I hope everybody's having a wonderful weekend. So yeah, I'm going to now just carry on with this offline, not on the live stream anymore. But I just wanted to test this out, see how it came out. If it's working okay, I'll carry on doing this in the future. But thank you once again. Thanks once again, Megan, for the lovely comments. It's really appreciated. And I will see you again soon. And I'm just going to go and say goodbye now. And thanks very much for popping in just to see what I'm up to. Have a lovely Sunday,